what we do. But who is to differentiate between what we do?
Hello, hello, hello. Assalamu alaikum. Ji ayanu, pakhair agale, ni hao ma, chuna shumme, washmale, ohaya gonzaimes, guten morgen. Hi, hugs and hellos and khush ahmadi to everybody who's tuned into PT World and watching World this morning alongside Shazad Khan and Maha Makhdoom. Hello, Maha, how are you?
Hello, assalamu alaikum everyone. Hello, Shazad. I'm good today. I am getting better. I'm on the road to recovery, but I'm still really glad it's raining.
Exactly.
Because
That's why.
it still really suits my mood of being like miserable and not wanting to leave the house.
All right, but you're feeling better now.
I do.
All right,
I feel
it's
better.
just because of me, Ma. It's
Yes.
all right. Perfectly.
You
all
always
right.
make me feel better.
Thank you very much, and vice versa as
Yes.
well. But ladies and gentlemen, time to rise and shine, wake and bake, get up, and we need to do quite a lot of things. We need to start our day because we have got some surprises coming ahead over here in Islamabad.
Exactly, and as you know, we like to tell you about all the different things that are going on, especially within Islamabad, because a lot of people like to complain that, Islamabad's a dead city, shops shut early, there's nothing to do. But actually, as we've highlighted over the last 3.5 years, that there's lots to do in Islamabad. You just need to be aware of it. And what we're going to do is, we're not just going to tell you the events that are going on. We're going to give you the history. We're going to tell you its importance, and we're going to tell you why you should attend.
Because, this event which is actually coming up, I've been a part of this event, I think 5 years back, where I was hosting as well. It was one of the most amazing, mesmerizing events which takes place over here in Pakistan. There's a history which goes back to 3 decades as well. We'll definitely talk about that, but right now we need to move on with the top stories for this hour, and I think today it's my turn to get started first.
Yes, absolutely. So go ahead.
So, ladies and gentlemen, the first one was very good news for all those Pakistanis out there because Finance Minister Ishaq Dar says over 5% GDP growth is expected in current fiscal year. Wow, I think that's great for a country like us. Like ours.
Hopefully we'll all see the benefits of this economic
Yeah,
growth.
obviously, that's what it is. But now moving on, I think, Ma, it's your turn.
Yes, okay. Advisor on Foreign Affairs, Sartaj Aziz, has said Pakistan is pursuing a policy of strengthening relations with Afghanistan. So that's fantastic. That's really good. We should all be friends and get along.
I think that I do not really have the last one. You have another one, right, as well? I think that's weather.
Yeah, you do the sports. No, the sports goes before the weather. You do the sports.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, time now for a bit of sports update. Pakistan Cricket Board announces 16-man test squad for 3-match series against West Indies starting from 21st of this month. Shadab Khan, along with 3 other uncapped players, included in squad. And furthermore, the Pakistan test squad includes Misbah-ul Haq, Ahmed Shahzad, Azhar Ali, Shan Masood, Babar Azam, Yunus Khan, Asad Shafiq, Sarfaraz Ahmed, Usman Salahuddin, Yasir Shah, Shadab Khan, Muhammad Asghar, Muhammad Amir, Wahab Riaz, Hassan Ali, and Muhammad Abbas. All the best to the Pakistani team.
Yes, absolutely wonderful team, and it's good that you read that one. I didn't know that it would have taken us forever.
Perfectly all right.
Okay, and now onto the weather. The Met Office has predicted more rainfall in Upper Punjab, Upper KP, and Kashmir till tomorrow.
Wow.
Yes, as heavy rain with thunderstorm and gusty winds are occurring in the upper parts of the country. That makes me really happy.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we have to move on towards a public service message. And public service message for today is quite relevant to the fact that it's raining these days. So please make sure that you do not really go near to the poles or open wires because you might get an electric shock. And we do not want you to feel that shock as well. So please make sure that you stay safe. And please make sure that, even if your hands are wet, or if your clothes are wet, or if you're bare feet, please make sure you do not go near to the plugs and put in all those wires. Please
No,
don't do
absolutely.
that.
It's very dangerous.
That's going to be a problem.
It's very dangerous. But as we mentioned when we started the show, that we are highlighting events and things happening within Pakistan. And as we know, there are very few places that like to preserve the culture of Pakistan. They like to promote the different heritage that we have. And we have one of those heritage museums within Islamabad.
And the name is Lok Visa, ladies and
Yes.
gentlemen. And if you get to go to Lok Visa as well, for all those people who might not have even got a chance because we go out in 40 different countries as well. So Lok Visa Museum over here depicts the picture of Pakistani cultural and heritage, as Maha said.
I know, and I've got my notes here, but I just closed my diary.
And all of that is a pictorial evidence right in front of you. It's not just that, you know, we have put in pots over there or whatnot. We even have figures over there. And there's quite a lot to see.
No,
And
but-
you're
yeah.
always amazed of the fact that
Exactly.
the type of work is being done over there.
Exactly, because the thing is, they've actually gone to great, lengths to actually preserve and document the heritage. That's the words, because my notes are right here. And also, we're going to ask what this means as well, because it's about preserving the tangible and intangible. This is from their website, heritage of Pakistan, and it's promoting it. And the thing is, we covered it a couple of years ago as
Exactly.
well, and it was really wonderful.
Went over there, and you know, the intangible part, I think we get to ask from the people who are concerned as well. But the tangible part, we can see it; it's right in front of our eyes. And ladies and gentlemen, the amount of preservation which has actually taken place within Lok Visa is that we can even get to see all of those machineries, or the machine, or the parts which we used to probably make lassi, or how we used to cook food in Balochistan, or in Punjab, or in every other
amazing.
province of Pakistan. So it is very interesting. And if you haven't been to Lok Visa, I think from tomorrow onwards, you need to go on, because there's a Lok Visa Mela starting from tomorrow onwards till the 16th of this month. There'll be shows, there'll be puppet shows, there'll be concerts. I mean, let's get the detail now.
We'll get the details, and we've been very lucky. We've been joined by Dr. Fawzia Said. She is the Executive Director of Lok Visa. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamualaikum.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for joining us
Thank
today.
you for inviting me.
And thank you for joining us on such a busy time. I know
Yes.
because the Mela starting tomorrow.
A lot of preparations.
Yes. So for all our viewers who are not aware of Lok Visa, maybe they've recently moved to the country, maybe they're living abroad.
Yes.
What is Lok Visa to you?
It is a national institute that has the voice of all the provinces, and it documents and it promotes traditional culture. So we have 2 museums, we have a research center, we have a well-equipped media center, we do documentaries, we document music, we do a lot of events, a lot of activities for children, youth, all ages.
And we do have a library too, right?
We have a very good library specialized in culture.
Oh, amazing. And we also even, I know there was even Ari Buzzer was doing a show from Lok Visa as well.
All right,
for
and we do
PTV
have images in the
as well.
background as well, so you can probably take a look what goes on within Lok Visa as well. But just to get started with this Mela. Okay, first of all, the history of the Mela, because it dates back to 3 decades as well.
Yes,
So who initiated this, and what's the reason or the purpose of it?
The institute was pioneered by Faiz Ahmad Faiz, a very famous poet. And among the earlier pioneering directors, Aksi Mufti was there. And they started the Mela. The magnitude was not as big, but gradually it became sort of a part and parcel of Islamabad's life. And it is very famous, and people just know that whenever it starts, they start pouring in. So it has a long history. Now it has achieved that stature with all the other traditional festivals and urs, and something that people have in their DNA. Yes, there will be a Mela and we have to go. So it is 10 days. Every day there are different things, different concerts, very grand productions every day, new ones. And this time we are encouraging people to come in the early hours more, because it starts from 11 up to 10 o'clock at night. And people used to rush into the late hours because of the concerts and because they get done with work, etc. But we are now having a whole series of concerts in the middle of the day, from 1 to 2. And it is a music show, and every day it will be a different show. So we want people to come in the early hours, especially the expats. I think it is easier to go around, less people, it is safer. So I think that they will really enjoy.
Okay, and now in regards to, like you said, it's now incorporated into people's DNA.
Yes.
It has been there for 30 years. How have you managed to keep it fresh and interesting for people? Because 30 years it's not an easy feat to keep people interested.
Yes, actually we have so much there that no matter how many times they come, they're not able to see it all. Firstly, we have provincial pavilions. So all 5 provinces will have pavilions. There we would have artisans at work. So a weaver would be sitting with a khadi, and an embroiderer would be, the guy would be sitting there making things. So people get to see that, children get to see that, and we have really encouraged the provinces to bring showing new faces, new people
Okay.
to promote. Then we have dancers,
Okay.
and those dances, it's not easy to witness those things, you
No,
know. So
absolutely.
this is really an opportunity. So this time we are almost having all new dance groups.
Oh, wow.
The concerts are all new productions. So I think that there will be a folk theatre this time, 2 shows a day at 12 and
Amazing.
4. And we have a rooftop theatre that we're trying to renovate. So we will have a folk theatre, like a traditional folk theatre.
That's
And then there are these camels
amazing.
with which people actually do these dancing shows and
Well,
whatnot.
we are having wrestlers this time also.
Wow.
Wrestlers?
From Gujarat. So
Amazing.
many new things, you know.
So it's going to be kabaddi as well over there. Wow.
Not kabaddi this time, probably next time. But we'll have proper wrestling matches for 2 days. That is a very special thing.
Absolutely, that sounds incredible, and like I mean that sounds. I think we're gonna have to go and definitely check it out.
And other than that, ladies and gentlemen, you get the best cultural food as well. I mean,
Yes,
you'll get,
a lot
you will
of
get
food.
lassi, you'll
Very
get
good.
saji.
The food is
Yes.
great.
You'll get all of those traditional and cultural dishes which every provinces probably eat quite a lot as well. So that's what it, because the last time when Maha, me and you went,
Yes.
I think we went to the Balochistan province segment, and
We
then
did.
we had saji as well.
Saji, yes.
And then one of our internees' father was here as well, and we
Oh,
sat
yes, it
down
was so
together
much
and we
fun.
did it together too as
So
well.
much
But
fun.
other than that,
Good times.
talking about the concert, because you know I've always been an avid lover of music as well. Who are the people who are actually coming to perform over
I
there?
think
on the night?
inaugural will be a highlight. We are doing a whole
Can we
production.
give out any names though?
Okay, Zareen Panna is one.
Wow.
Khwaja Najmul Hassan is helping us out, who is
Amazing.
also a legendary
And he's a
person.
legend from PTV as well.
Yes,
Yeah.
and we are showing romantic folk tales through the Indus, you know, so
amazing.
through the banks, and so we will start from the north, and we will touch about 5 tales in mime and in dance and with live music. So that will be really nice. The second day we will have Vaisakhi.
Wow.
Amazing.
So we are having children of very famous singers like son of Shaukat Ali and son of Reshma and granddaughter of Bali Jatti. So all these biggies, you know, that
Can
we
we
have.
get a room over there, because you know it'll be too hard for us to stick around for like 10 days as well. But other than that, there's one more thing which I wanted to ask, and that is, what do you want people to experience when they come to this Lok Visa Mela?
Okay, other than watching what will be incredible, I really would like them to meet the people who have come from all different places. I think there will be about 700 people from every region of Pakistan. And I would want them to talk to them, to engage with them, to buy things from them, ask them questions about how they make it, how is their life. I think that is the most unique part of the experience.
Okay, now just going back, you mentioned that you've asked every province to send new faces and to promote their culture and that provincial heritage. Who do you coordinate with, and who are these people in these provinces that find the talent that you showcase in Lok
Because it
Visa?
does get difficult to get people on board then.
No, it is not really, because people like us or institutions like us, you know, we have a hand on the pulse. So
Yes.
it is the provincial cultural departments.
Okay.
And you know that in 2010, culture devolved as a subject, as a portfolio. So it is very nice because the provincial culture ministries or whichever ministry they come under, mostly tourism and culture, they have their experts there, they have their connections, they have their linkages. We also have our linkages, you know, very, very well-rooted linkages. So they invite people, and the provinces help out a lot in this festival because we alone cannot manage it. So it's a collaborative event.
Amazing at it, you know, such big events need to be done with collaborations as well, and then
That's
other
how
partners.
they can be so big and successful.
Yeah, but other than that, now, since I want people to actually get to know that, how can they get in? Is there a fee for that, or do we have
Yes.
to buy a ticket to get in?
There are tickets, it's 50 rupees, so very cheap.
That's
And you can actually, I will strongly recommend that get it in advance. We have a season pass, which is 450 rupees, and you get 10 entries.
Wow.
So you can either come on all 10 days, or if 3 people are going, you can get 3 punches together. It just saves you the hassle of standing in the queues. And they are available at Centaurus and Illusions.
So, okay, what we're going to do is that, you know, we are going to promise you on air
Okay.
that the moment it's going to take start, I think we are going to come on Sunday probably. We're
Okay.
planning to come on Sunday. And for all those amazing viewers who are out there, We're going to go to the Mela ourselves, you know, our team, Maha, me, and we're going to talk to different people. We'll showcase whatever is being exhibited over there. That's a promise on air as well. But, you know, in days to come, how do you see the importance of such melas? Because earlier we did a show where we were talking about this flower exhibition and a bird show which took place as well. How do you think that we can inculcate all those people from different walks of life to probably take out a bit of time, come over there and experience a feeling of wow?
Yes, I think it is not, some people think it is entertainment. I think it is much, much more than entertainment. I think it is an effort to bring back our youth to a certain cultural identity and make our youth be proud of our past and our heritage and our current heritage also. So it's more than that. And all those who are not Pakistanis, I would also want to invite them a lot, because these are the moments, these are the opportunities where you get to see the real Pakistan, you know, not just Islamabad. I'm not saying Islamabad is not real, but I'm just saying that there is much more to Pakistan than Islamabad. And these are beautiful opportunities to witness people from Gwadar. You know, there will be boat makers from Gwadar, and they will be.
And
like,
it's all authentic.
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely, absolutely.
And also, you know, I know you mentioned that you'd like the expat community to come and visit, and also a lot of expat communities, they can't go to these areas. So this is the best way for you to come and see what these provinces
We
are
have
like.
special arrangements. You know, we have a
great.
separate gate for them. We have special arrangements, so they feel comfortable. They get the parking. They get full protocol, and especially for inaugural, I really want our expat community to be there, because the show is just amazing. And
So
they
for
should
all
not
those
miss.
people who are out there and are expats, please make sure that you know, show up, and it'll be great. And, you know, it's a request as well, because we want you guys to see our culture, and culture brings us together. That's what it is,
Absolutely.
and that's what the sole purpose of it is, that people get to know about the culture of Pakistan. And for all those people who actually keep on asking other people, okay, you know, what happens in Punjab, what happens in Balochistan, or how is Pakistan, because we haven't been around, we never got the chance. This is your chance, so please make sure that you step outside and do that too. And other than that, on occasions which are so massive on scale, what type of security protocols do we undergo, or what type of
We have
preparations do we need to
arranged for almost 3 times more security than before.
Okay.
And we're making an effort. So we'll do our best.
Yeah.
And the agencies, the government agencies are really helping out a lot.
Are there any other police departments and any other agencies which you want to name that, you know, they are in
The
collaboration with you
police,
guys, and they'll be there?
police itself and traffic police and special branch, they all are very supportive, very helpful. The local administration, you know, the DC's office and the commissioner's office, very supportive.
Yeah, and it's a proper event, so there's all the proper
It's a
protocols.
national level,
It's a
yes,
national level
yes.
event, so obviously the national level protocol will be
Yes.
taking place. Now, now you said you would like, you know, you're targeting everyone, obviously, and especially people who have never experienced the culture
Yes,
of
yes.
Pakistan. That's wonderful. But like, as you mentioned, you know, it's about celebrating our heritage and
Yes.
our culture. In regards to children and schools, how important do you think it is for them to maybe, you know, do a field visit or a school trip to, you know, to a mela like this?
A lot of schools do organize
Yes.
that. Actually, all the
Because I saw them
responsible
last time, this is why I was
All the
asking.
responsible
and
schools.
it looks just so nice, you know, to see them all together in uniform and they're rushing around and shopping and all that. Yes, and we are giving a special discount to people who organize with us earlier. If they want to come between 11 and 12, then we have a discounted rate for groups. So we are calling that early bird discount.
Excellent. That's great.
And especially for students, you know, in big groups.
Wonderful.
And we
I think,
encourage
I
that.
think that is just special. I just can't wait to be there. I think that's
I
what,
want to mention a special program we are having on the 9th, which is Constitution Day. I mean, Constitution Day is 10th, but we are celebrating it on 9th. And we have a very special program, and Chairman Senate will be there. Other special guests will be there. And that will show the unity in diversity.
Wonderful. And now, in regards to the information that everyone, because obviously this has been an organized event, is there anywhere where people can access this information in
Our
regards to the mela?
website,
Yes.
our website, which is www.lokvirsa.org.pk.
Wonderful.
So we have maps of the venue and exactly the schedule of all the concerts and who's coming in those concerts. We have 5 provincial nights.
Okay.
So, for example, one night will be all Balochi music,
Okay.
and one night will be Pakhtun, and then 5 other productions, which are very beautiful productions.
amazing that is. But there's one more thing. There's one more thing which I need to say over here to all those people who are out there and who are tuned in, and that is that, whenever you go to such melas or occasions, what kids do is, I mean, parents are obviously guilty of that too, that, for example, if you're buying an ice cream or popcorn, people throw so much rubbish on the floor. And, if you go to Lok Visa, there are like dustbins everywhere at every nook and corner of the place. So please make sure that you do not really throw garbage onto the floor as well, because it would make us feel, or the other people feel, as if that they're not looking after the vicinity as well, and then there's
It's your
garbage,
home, it's
and
your
then you don't have
country.
fun as well.
Yeah.
So please make sure that you don't do that. And then we have got images of these musical nights as well.
This is from
at the
last
back.
year's event.
Yeah, I think this is for, and the best part is that everybody's dressed as to represent their province as well, and
That's
whatever
great.
area they are from, and then they speak the same language. And then for all those people who want to buy rugs, carpets, and
Or even the provincial dresses, because
Yeah.
I go there and I just want to buy every provincial outfit. They're absolutely
Yes.
stunning.
But coming back to the point where you said that the inaugural ceremony is going to be a great one
Yes.
as well. So
Flamboyant,
Who's,
yes.
who's going to do that, first of all? Who's going to do the
Are
honors?
people still able to attend?
That has to be a surprise.
Oh,
Okay.
that needs to be a
wonderful.
surprise.
Okay, and
And,
in
yeah.
regards to attendance
Yes.
for the inaugural, are people able to still attend this, or is this now sold out?
No, they can attend. Once you get inside the Mela, everything is free, other than your shopping. You know, that we cannot take responsibility for.
Wonderful.
But all the entertainment is free. No concert has any tickets, the afternoon concerts and the evening concerts and the theater.
wow.
So there is a lot of stuff that you can do, and the ticket is very small.
But do we have a set number of tickets per day as well? Because if, for example, if we don't get our hands on the ticket, and then by
No,
the
you
last
can
minute
buy.
we're not getting them, then what do we do?
No, you will have tickets. There is no set limit. But I encourage people to come earlier just because it is easier to walk, otherwise it gets a bit crowded. And I also want to inform you and kind of apologize in advance that we will make the traffic one way. And traffic police is really siding with us on that. It is just
course,
easier
one
for
way, of
everybody.
course.
So coming in from Rawalpindi side
All right.
and coming out from the crescent moon,
Yeah,
moon and star.
I get it. I
yeah.
get it totally.
But
So
the thing is, I think everyone, before they do make their way to Lok Visa, do check online, make
Yes.
sure you've planned in advance, because it's going to be very busy. Even when we recorded a couple of years ago, it was insane.
So let me explain everybody, for all those people who are planning to come to Lok Visa. What you need to do is that you need to come face towards Faisal Mosque on Express Highway, take a U-turn, and when you're going to take a U-turn, there's a left on the board right next to the parade ground which says Lok Visa. You have to go in from there, go in straight, drive in straight, and right in the front of you, you'll get to see Lok Visa as well.
Yes.
That's what it is. But if there's any information which we are missing out, because the lady has to go, she's a very busy lady these
Okay.
days.
Yes,
and-
it's
I can
inauguration
tell you a
tomorrow.
little more.
Yeah.
We are trying our best to make it convenient for people to come. So we have a shuttle running, a free shuttle running from Lok Visa to Appara to the highway stop and then back to Lok Visa. So there will be three shuttles that will run continuously. Then we are also running a shuttle between the Moon and Crescent. There's a big parking lot there. From there to Lok Visa. So people can park a little away from Lok Visa. There is a huge parking lot. And then this is a free shuttle also, just to make it a bit convenient for people.
And are these those golf caddies as well?
No,
All right, so it's like a proper.
this is like an 18-seater. Yeah.
Oh, wonderful. And that's so good. These are really good ideas.
I'm really trying our best,
To
you know,
organize it.
yeah,
No, that's
to
really
make it
wonderful.
easier for people. So
And if you want to thank other partners of yours,
Well, any last
or
message
anybody,
you'd like to
or
share?
if you
I
want to
think
say
provinces, they are really very important partners, and then the security agencies, and my fantastic team that is working with me.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for your time. Best of luck with
Okay,
the
thank you,
inauguration
thank you.
tomorrow and the highlights before.
You pray that
excited.
there is no rain for the next 10 days.
For you,
Well, we just
I
read
will.
the news. We just read the
Yes,
news.
Today you will
there.
rain.
yes, fingers crossed.
Today,
yes,
and I've lost my
yes.
AP. Today it will rain, but after today I will
Yes,
try
then,
and pray
then
that
it has
doesn't
to be
rain.
a Mela break
Okay,
for the rain. Yes.
we'll have a mailer break from the
And do you remember when we went the last time? It was raining too. And so
Right.
we had to stop shooting, and
but
then
I
we had to
wasn't.
sit
Okay.
somewhere.
It
and
was
that's
just
what we
trickling.
did.
Yeah.
We have a special arrangement up there.
But
Okay,
a bit of
excellent.
drizzle would do.
Yes.
It's all right. You'll enjoy it.
And Pakistanis love that, right? So it's great. Thank you so much for
Thank you
your
very
time and
much.
taking time to talk to us. Guys, that we're talking about the Lok Visa Mela, which will be starting from tomorrow for 10 days. It is about celebrating the provinces and their cultural heritage and everything. So do go and check it out.
Exactly. And in the next segment, we're going to continue the conversation about the Mela as well, but we want to highlight the importance of such cultural events and what we get to learn from these events. That's what it is. And we've got somebody from, and he's not from Pakistan, but so let's see what he has to say about these melas. That's what it is. Let's go for a short break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Good morning.
The largest cultural activity in Pakistan is the annual National Folk Festival, Lok Mela, held in Islamabad in October each year. Over the past 2 decades, this festival has taken on an international flavour, and more than 20 different countries have sent their artisans and performers to participate in the festival. Nationally, the festival has become a thing of pride for artisans and performers who come on their own to participate. Most important of all, the provinces of Pakistan and Azad Jammu and Kashmir put up beautifully decorated pavilions, and visitors had the unique opportunity to see an assortment of Pakistan's traditionally rich culture in the federal capital of Islamabad for an exciting 10 days. An exhibition of artisans at work under the banner of the Heritage Museum forms the core of this festival. Pavilions of each province depict their own regional culture and crafts. The Research and Media Centre of Lok Visa arranges groups of dancers that perform all over the festival grounds, inviting visitors to join in, and in the evening arranges music concerts from all parts of Pakistan. This festival is a true depiction of the diversity found in Pakistan. Some of the world's most fascinating brasswork originates from the city of Peshawar in the province of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. Brasswork involves engraving beautiful patterns and shapes using traditional methods known as nakshi to describe sketching and kudai, translated means scraping. Swat is renowned for its woven textiles and embroidered products. While weaving is carried out in many major cities, Swat in particular is a long-established weaving center whose blankets are mentioned even in early Buddhist texts.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. And for everybody who just got tuned into PT while you watch it well this morning, alongside Maha Makhdoom and Shazad Khan.
Oh, wow, you said my name first.
Yeah,
That's
it's
so
perfectly
sweet.
all right, you know. But other than that, ladies and gentlemen, today we are talking about this Lok Visa amazing Mela, which is going to kickstart from tomorrow onwards. It's going to go on for
But they've
10
got like warm-up things that are happening as well. And even today, there's some activities happening in Lok Visa, which is fantastic.
Yeah, I think probably they'll be setting up for today, for tomorrow, because it's going to be the inauguration ceremony. So for all those people who are out there, people who are traveling to Islamabad or Pindi, you can, this is the best place to be at, and it's going to go on for 10 days. It'll be on till the 16th of this month.
Yes, and it's really great. But now we are going to continue our conversation about the importance of preserving cultural heritage and highlighting it. And to discuss this, we've been very lucky. We've been joined by Dr. Paul Michael Taylor. He is the director of the Asian Cultural History Program from the Smithsonian Institution. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for joining us
Pleasure and honor
today.
to be here.
Thank you very much.
We're really honored to have you here. But we're going to start from the beginning with yourself. So can you tell us a little bit about the Smithsonian Institution?
Sure. The Smithsonian is effectively the National Museum of the United States. It's the world's largest museum complex. It consists of many different museums and research centers around the world. And I represent the Asian Cultural History Program within the Smithsonian, based at our Museum of Natural History and the Anthropology Department.
Amazing.
Wow. But what do we actually mean by Asian Cultural History Program?
Our program is a research program which does a lot of other kinds of work. It's an integrated curatorial program, which is to say that we're involved in education and outreach. We're also involved in collections improvement and collections curation, educational activities, research, and exhibitions.
Amazing. And you've got a lot of work that you brought with us here.
No, just a tiny
compared to obviously,
We can see a book which is about, I think, Sikhs of Punjab as well, and then there was an American travel back, I don't know in which century, and he came to Pakistan. I think that's what it is. That's
so
what
can
the
you
maps
share
are.
let's share, what have you brought with us to highlight the kind of works that
Well,
the
this is
Smithsonian
what I was
Institution
working on just yesterday, and will continue today. It looks like these are boring pieces of paper, but actually these are notes that were written in 1891 by William Lewis Abbott, who was born in 1860 and who came to Baltistan in 1891,
Oh, wow.
and again in 1912.
Can we see?
Sure. Actually, but please keep them in order.
Oh, yeah, no, we'll keep them in order.
These are sort of pictures of things that are in our storage units.
We'll
so
keep
they're-
them in order.
They're
Okay.
in drawers and so on. They're not looking beautiful like they're in exhibitions.
Okay, he had very
But he
nice
has-
writing.
Yes,
And
that's his
so
old
this is-
blue
guys.
labels with notes. And, they were interested in the study of evolution of societies and cultures and so on. They thought of he took 9 expeditions to Kashmir and Baltistan and so on.
Back in
From 1890s through right after World War I.
amazing. See, and this is certain like history that maybe people even of Pakistan aren't aware of. So that's
It's
wonderful.
because it's
What
never
is
been
this, though?
published. That is, now I should say, when you say what is it, I only know what he thought it was and what it says in the records.
go ahead, yeah,
So
whatever he
I'm
wrote
going to
about
be
it.
very cautious here
Yeah.
because what we need to do, of course, and what we're looking forward to doing is working with our Pakistani counterparts and making sure that the information he
Oh,
said
okay, of course.
about calling this a goat hair mat and made only in one valley and so on is correct, because we don't know for sure if it is.
Okay.
He wasn't there that long, and he was writing down things that people told him. As we know, lots of people say different things. But of course, Lok Visa, who we're just honored and delighted to be working with, is an organization that has its own collections, and it's been my privilege over the last few days to meet several people from Gilgit-Baltistan with developing their own cultural heritage institutions, and they're interested in this, and of course I'm interested in the collections that are being done and
Amazing.
the transformations that are taking place today.
Amazing. Okay, and now, as an institution, how did you get involved with Lok Visa?
By invitation of Lok Visa, I will make that very clear, but the invitation didn't just fall into a vacuum because, let's face it, I'm an anthropologist, so probably most anthropologists, we're just extremely jealous of both of you and everybody here because you live in Pakistan, and this is one of the great culturally
Rich
diverse and rich and interesting places in the world. So I always wanted to come here anyway. So
So as an anthropologist, there's one more thing which I wanted to ask, and I was always keen, and that is that, whenever cultural exchange programs take place in between countries, whenever such melas take place, how would you highlight the importance of such melas and cultural exchange programs as an anthropologist yourself?
I would call them rituals. They are kind of like a modern 21st century ritual. These festivals, they do what rituals do historically for in societies for anthropologists. That is, they confirm the values of our society. They confirm the importance of key important elements that are allowing us to step back and think big for a while about the importance of the cultural richness, of the diversity, of the many strands of history that have come to form Pakistan today. It's a dynamic modern country, and everybody's got their cell phones and apps and so on. But at the same time, when I look around, the past is always present, and it's unique here. There's a past here that is not the same as any place else, and there's also a richness that the Mela really celebrates. So there's a kind of celebratory aspect of it.
Exactly.
In addition, I think this is an opportunity to really, for many people, see things that they haven't seen before and learn a lot. So it's also like a university in itself. So I would say it's a little bit like a university, like a national celebration. It's a ritual, but it's very important, and I'm delighted to be here.
Wow.
Wonderful.
And there's one more thing which I wanted to ask, and that is that, since you mentioned yourself that, this is an era of cell phones and everybody's got their applications in their hands, and there are many other applications which might relate to culture as well and the heritage and whatnot. But don't you think that in this day and age, people are really a bit divergent towards some other technological advancements than to probably go back to their roots and learn about their culture and history?
Well, I can see why people might think that, but I don't see those as completely separate activities. I mean, we had a paper at we've had a conference just in the last, not a conference, but a seminar in the last few days, and we had some wonderful papers about people who are developing apps with alphabets for various indigenous languages of Pakistan and so on. I think one of the things that we're here sharing ideas about, and let me make clear that's what we're doing. I'm not here to, it's true I'm giving some lectures and so on, but I'm not here to lecture, I'm not here to teach. We think of this as co-learning because, of course, we're learning a lot just as we are sharing some ideas too.
We're taking advantage of the opportunity.
Yeah, that's right. And so we see that there's one of the big activities that we do like to share information about is applications of 21st century technologies in the area of cultural heritage preservation and so on. I mean, that's going to be very important for Pakistan just as it is for us.
Okay, wonderful. And because the thing is, I know that we have very limited time,
Sure.
so I really would like to highlight the different books that you brought in this, because I remember I was speaking to Dr. Fawzia before the show as well, and you've been working with Sikhs, and you've been working on a project, Sikhs in Punjab.
That's correct.
And so could you share a little bit about this?
Oh, sure. This is the catalog of an exhibition which is still continuing. It opened in 2004 in Washington, D.C., and it's been a great community-involved project, but also research programs. We are just now publishing and launching a new book also May 5th. It's not here because it's not done yet, but it's being printed on Sikh art in the Kapani collection, and that's being launched in San Francisco.
And
this
it's being
is
celebrated, the fact that it's in this region, it's in this country.
Absolutely, absolutely. This is
and it's being highlighted in
extremely
America.
Important. And the other point I wanted to make about this is that this is a continuing research project for us, but in addition, that we look for projects like this that are collaborative and that are inherently able to be done with our counterparts overseas. And so we look for really beautiful collections, and there are some wonderful collections here at Lok Visa and some of your cultural heritage. This is an example of a publication about a collection. This is another example. You have so many wonderful poets, singers, and so on here. And we're working with Lok Visa on their archives. This is potentially a very good publication process, publication projects. The publication of sung poetry and so on. This is translation. I edited the English translation of the works of the Sufi poet Makhdum Guli, this 18th century Turkmen poet. I've been working in Turkmenistan also for many years, and we did a project with their National Conservatory and their sound and music archives too.
Amazing.
So, and I was very honored that the president of Turkmenistan wrote the introduction for this book too. So that was very nice of him too. So we see that here so much that is wonderful examples of poetry, of oral literature, of sung literature that has not even been maybe translated all entirely into Urdu, let alone into English, that could be shared internationally. And we think that there's really an international audience, and that the subject matter of the collections that we all share, including the archives, the old films, the old photographs, collections like this, is something that can be very productively researched collaboratively together.
And we need to be thankful for that too as well, that, you know, because the initiatives need to be taken from both ends as well. And, you know, since you mentioned that there's an international audience, I think that's how you get closer as well. But other than that,
That's awesome.
one more thing before we, you know, because we have to wrap up the show as well. We're
Sure,
moving
sure,
towards the end of the show. So now we do have institutions, we do have anthropologists like you who are actually all over
Yes.
the globe. They're working, they're trying to get things together.
Right.
What do you think is the role of community in preserving the culture and heritage?
Well, definitely the current view in anthropology internationally, I'd say, is long ago stopped having a situation in which the anthropologists were trained elsewhere and they treated the subject matters of their study as just that, subjects of study. We work together with communities now very much, and that's important for encouraging communities to take an interest and preserve their own culture as well, which is the only way things really are going to not only last and survive, but also have the kind of necessary transformations and so on to be part of modern day nations.
But one last thing. Very sorry, because, you know, people might not even understand how to do that. So for a layman, how do you think he can do that? He or she?
Thank you. That's a very good question, and I really appreciate the chance to, you know, in a brief moment, say something about that. Just look around you. That's what I would say. And I would say that many people have lying around the house old cassette tapes and other media formats, maybe Betacam or whatever. You know, these are old media formats with people who've sung or things that they've recorded. They have old family photographs. They have lots of their history. And don't think that history is just excavations of Mohenjo-daro or something. This history is that. And I've seen many times where people come to our museum and they say, this has been in the attic forever and I don't know what it is. And I'm like, why didn't you ask before it was too late? The older generation before they passed away. Who was in this photograph? When was it taken? So record that information. There's a lot more you can do. You can get involved with that, with organizations like Lok Visa and other wonderful organizations. There's a lot you can do. But let me just, since we have short time, emphasize that one thing, because I think that's something that a lot of individuals can do in their own home. Recognize whoever you are, your family, your local situation there is an important part of Pakistan's and the world's history. And keep a little better notes, if you don't mind.
Amazing.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much for that. That was wonderful to have you on the show, and I hope you enjoy the Mela that's starting from tomorrow.
Oh, yes, and it's wonderful to be
And are we
here.
going to get to see you at the Mela as well?
I'll be there.
Wonderful.
Wow, amazing.
Great.
that
So
is.
we will see you there then.
I'll be in the audience.
Yeah. Okay,
you very
great.
much.
Thank you so much. Guys, so that was us discussing Lok Visa and the Mela that is starting tomorrow for till the 16th. It is something that will be showcasing all the different provincial cultures, heritage, history, everything that, you know, the weaving, the, what are they called? What is it called? That kind of arts and crafts, handicrafts, all of these things. So do go.
And it's quite tricky for me.
Sorry. So with that, you guys should definitely check it out, especially if you are not able to travel to these provinces. You should definitely check out the map.
And other than that, it gives out a very amazing message, and that is, since we have got, you know, representation from each and every province of our country, it gives a message of unity as well.
And it is, and they
That's
did
what it
work
is.
together. Everyone worked together to put on a huge show with wonderful guests. So, you know, don't let that hard work go to waste. And then don't complain afterwards that there's nothing to do in Islamabad,
Exactly.
okay? Because there's so much to
I
do
think
in Islamabad.
this is something personal going on, because you said, but I
No,
think you
because
said
people
that in
always
the-
say that Islamabad is really boring, and I really have
It's not.
It's not.
All you need to do is have friends. That's it. If you do
No,
not,
not your
if you
friends.
do not have friends, I'm very friendly. I can be friends with you. It's perfectly all right. But right now we have to move on towards the fruit of the
Yes,
day.
quickly.
And today we have picked up on Chinese plum.
Also known as lukat, which is one of my favorite
Yeah, it is
fruits.
very yummy, though.
And you can get them on the trees all over Islamabad and Pakistan. It's wonderful.
Exactly. So
it's,
the health benefits of lukat are.
it helps you to, it's good to protect you from colon cancer, and it's good to improve the health of your skin.
It even protects from lung and oral cavity cancer and maintain blood pressure.
And if you're trying to lose weight, you should eat lukat, and it is also good if you want to increase your blood formation.
And if you want to increase your vision, or probably the eye vision, that's where it is helpful as well. well. It strengthens bone and teeth.
Oh, excellent bone density. But it also is good in the prevention of diabetes and hyperlipidemia.
And it prevents from kidney disorders, useful in infectious diarrhea.
Okay, and then it also is good at reducing blood cholesterol levels. It is anti-cancer, anti-inflammation, and antiviral. So
Wow.
basically, all the fruits that we're telling you about are like superfruits. So you need to incorporate them into your day-to-day life.
And I've got one more interesting story to share.
I have a tree in my house.
Yeah, and I've got one more interesting story to share. That is, I think it is 5 or 6 years back, because my mother loves the fruit as well. So what we used to do is when it was summer, so people do not really get out of their houses. They're lying down in their beds, you know, with the air conditions turned on. So we would go out for a hunt, and we would see wherever their lookouts are. You know, either I would go on to the tree, climb onto the tree, or my mom would, and then we would really get them off, come back running, and eat them as well.
Oh, so
That's
they
what
just
it is.
basically used to steal people's lookouts. So I've seen people like that. Anyway, for that and any information on the Lok Visa Mela, do log on to our Facebook fan page,
Which is with the name of World This Morning.
our Twitter page,
World This Morning without a G.
our Daily Motion YouTube page,
World This Morning, World This Morning.
and the repeat is at
11 p.m.
Have a wonderful day. We will see you bright and early tomorrow.
Till the next time, 1, 2, 3.
Good
Good morning.
morning.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.